In the Ibachi, an individual has everything it takes to do what their chi brought them into the world to do. This is the space of your spirit that your Ikenga sits. Your Ikenga is your physical and spiritual will, your ability to actualize what you desire through your own efforts, or the kinetic force of your chi moving through time and space. This is also the space where your Omumu sits, or your manifesting ability, your ability to make your desires an actuality without force or motion, but through the sheer force of manifestation. Both the Ikenga is the masculine force an individual has in the world, while the Omumu is the feminine.
Welcome to Understanding the Igbo Cosmos series, Lecture 5. The Power of Allah or Ani in the Igbo Cosmology. In Lecture 2, the Spirituality of Ndi Igbo, I talked about the spirit messengers or the deities. I noted that these are the laws of Chukwu Okike Abiama that has taken form. In this lecture today, we are going to be discussing of one of the greatest deities in the Igbo Cosmos called Allah or Ani, that is, the Earth Deity. Also, in Lecture 4, which was the last lecture, OFO na OGU, I made mention of Igbo OFO or IGBO OFO, that is, applying the force of the OFO. And please let me note that some of these things have no relative way of really saying them in English language, as the translations does not portray the in-depth meaning that is intended by the speaker. Now, Igbo OFO or IGBO OFO does not happen without the deity called Allah. It is upon this great deity, Allah, that the force of OFO is applied unto effectuality. Allah is about one of the greatest deities known on earth. And to Ndi Igbo, Allah is the deity of stability and by extension, prosperity. It gives you firm anchorage in creation. In the history of this creation, two specific things happened involving Allah that made Chukwu Okike Abiama punish man terribly. Number one, Cain was cursed by Chukwu Okike Abiama because he defied and desecrated Allah with the blood of his brother Abel. He became a wanderer. The Israelites also went into captivity, that is number two, for not allowing Allah to have its rest or to enjoy its Shabbat. Ndi Igbo fears greatly, I mean great fear, grieves the Igbo man when it comes to whatever that defies or desecrates the deity called Allah. Ndi Igbo avoid it as a plague. Let me note here that the reason Ndi Igbo prosper wherever they are is because they try their best to avoid desecrating the Allah deity. Ndi Igbo are not known to bask in the euphoria of bloodshed, unlike other peoples. It is an abomination that makes desolate. Nothing desecrates Allah like bloodshed, especially the blood of the innocent. I repeat, nothing desecrates Allah like bloodshed, especially when an innocent blood is shedded. This is because when it happens, the blood of whoever committed such atrocity will be required by the Allah deity for its pacification. You will use the blood of anybody who sheds innocent blood to pacify Allah. That is one of the things that the evil infiltrators and perpetrators came to destroy in our land, telling us that we do human sacrifice. We do not do unwarranted human sacrifice. When you shed the blood of anybody, Allah will demand for your blood so as to be pacified by it. Here, Ndi Igbo stands in accordance with the laws of Chukwu Okike Abiama that says, do not commit murder, because if you do, you will pay with your own blood. If you doubt me, you can ask the 7 sons of the first king of Israel, King Saul, what happened to them when they killed the Gibeonites. The reason foreigners hardly thrive or prosper in Igbo is because they are perpetual Allah desecrators. So as soon as they step into Igbo, our Allah, which is already consecrated, destabilizes them. Defiling the Allah makes you a wanderer. You will not have stability on earth and therefore will not prosper. Ndi Igbo are not wanderers as many postulate. No, Ndi Igbo are Ndije. Excuse me. Ndi Igbo are Ndije, travelers, just like the Jews. Traveling is not the same thing as wandering. In order to prevent Allah from being defiled or desecrated, Ndi Igbo have what is called Nso Allah. These are the rules that ensure that Allah is not defiled. And when any of such laws is broken or gone against, Allah must be pacified. Allah must be cleansed, purified, and appeased openly. If not, woes upon woes betide such a place in Igbo. Some of such crimes abhorred by Allah are bloodshed. Ndi Igbo do not shed blood, especially innocent blood. Get it straight. I repeat, Ndi Igbo do not shed blood. Especially shedding innocent blood is abominable in Igbo. Number 2, incest. Nte ade ano yano. Ears do not hear of incest in Igbo. Number 3, money rituals. Igbo is established upon the tenets of genuine wealth, not sharp money. Ndi Igbo make genuine wealth. Sharp money is not welcome in Igbo. The Igbo cosmology does not condone it. You can ask those who have tried how they ended. Again, idolatry, they call it juju or okogu, igwajogu. Ala Igbo destroys such people. Alaro is one statement that will always send chills of horror and terror down the spines of Ndi Igbo because they know the consequences. Upon the deity Allah, we pour libations to our ancestors and send prayers to Chukwu Okike Abiama. Upon Allah, we live and have our anchorage. We labor and our prosperity is established. That is why we must not and do not defile or desecrate Allah. Ala Igbo adịghị ekwe ihe ọjọọ. Earth in Igbo Cosmos does not condone evil, rather it exposes it. Ala Igbo naturally has a personal cleansing mechanism that it applies or enforces as soon as evil is dictated by Allah. For instance, in my place, Alangwa, till date, when people commit atrocities such as igwajogu, mobo ikwafu obara, secretly, it's usually the land that exposes them openly. I mean, when they commit it secretly, Allah exposes them openly. Allah does this by afflicting such persons with strange illnesses, such as mental disorder, some call it madness, or eliminating such people forcefully through mysterious death, and going further to use thunder to shatter their graves if the land is not cleansed and pacified before such person is buried. It doesn't stop there. Allah will continue to mysteriously eliminate people from that family till they pacify or cleanse it for the evil committed by one of their own. And my people can tell you that to pacify Allah is not a child's play. Again, Ala Igbo protects its own. Under normal circumstances, before the fake European manipulation called religion, no outsider steps into anywhere in Ala Igbo to harm its people. Allah will stop you or deal with you. Even till now, Allah do not allow the killers of its people to get away with it. Woe betide you if certain rituals like Iwakewe Allah are still being performed in such places. You will never escape even if you run. So long as you walk upon the surface of the earth, Allah will locate you and deal with you. That is how powerful Ala Igbo is. You can never desecrate it, especially with innocent blood, and get away with it. Never. Furthermore, the deity Allah is a powerful record keeper. There is nothing you do or commit upon this great deity Allah that the record is not perfectly and accurately recorded and preserved for you by Allah. Have you wondered why archaeologists dig through the earth to seek for past records? Do you also remember that it was Allah that reported Cain to Chukwu Okike Abiama after he killed Abel and pretended nothing happened? The same Allah reported the Israelites to Okike when they refused to allow it to rest at the stipulated Shabbat, and their punishment was 70 years in exile, exactly the number of days they desecrated the Allah, so that Allah would have its rest. Commit whatever it is in the secret and watch Allah produce its records for you in due time. The worst of it is that Allah, when desecrated, has no patience. That also explains one of the reasons Igbo today is in great turmoil. This great record keeping role shows also the strong role of Allah in karma. Ihe onye metara ya buru. These powers manifested by Allah is the reason why it is extremely dangerous to do anything that will desecrate or defile Allah in the Igbo cosmology. It is a risk never worth taking, as generations can be perpetually wiped out by such acts. The recognition and keeping to all of these laws of purity and chastity makes Ndi Igbo very unique, prosperous, and great wherever we are. I am still waiting for that soul, Ndi Eririeri, that will come to prove to me that the culture and traditions of Ndi Igbo is idolatry. Ndi Igbo, it is time we got back home and sought the ancient paths and walk in it again, even as the prophet Jeremiah advised the Israelites. So do I call upon us today. Igbo will be great again. I remain Nwada Nkemderem. Follow me on Facebook. My Facebook page is Nkemderem. Thank you for listening. Igbo Garden Mozo. Please, for our listeners on YouTube, do remember to click like as you listen so that the lectures will get to more people. The more you click like after listening to the lecture, the more the lectures get to more people. Our people need to be enlightened. Our people need to be educated. One click of like from you can educate many people. Thank you very much. Igbo ndị ọma, ya gazienu ise.
Mgbe ọ bụ na mụ nụrụ ọja, obi awụlitewe m. Mgbe ọ bụ na ọja hara, ihe niile na-eri m mmụọ ahapụ n'ụmụ aka. Igbo amaka.